Hey everyone, I'm Kloo. Welcome back to Small Soda Dungeon. So, what exactly are we doing today? Well, we're going to continue theory crafting a little bit and figure out exactly how we can set up for Dungeon 2. So my general idea is still to stream the majority of the theory crafting for each dimension, but there is a little bit we can go over for Dimension 1 to try and think about how we can optimally set up for entering Dimension 2 and making it a more manageable run. Because the biggest thing about going from Dimension 1 to Dimension 2 is you no longer have the quest progression to really boost your gold. And so without that, we need to come up with a different way to sort of maintain our level of speed. Otherwise, Dimension 2 will probably be the slowest, at least in comparison. So doing the 200 floors compared to the 100 floors. Obviously, doing 300 floors in Dimension 3 and so forth is definitely going to be slower, but in comparison's sake, Dimension 2 will be the slowest because you don't have the gold for inheritance, and you need to come up with an alternative way to sort of give yourself a better start. Other than that, I actually managed to get a close to 30-minute run. I think it was 31 minutes 50 seconds, and it was thanks to some optimization I've done to the guide. So I've cut out a few things. I cut out miners, and we just use carpenters to heal, and some of the gold. I've done it so it's a bit more succinct, so that you can farm after bosses rather than trying to scrounge for a little bit extra gold. Granted, on this run I had horrible RNG in terms of chest gold, in terms of enemy and ambushes. I got absolutely wrecked by some early 4 enemy ambushes, so I realistically think you can easily get under 30 minutes with my new guide. It'll take a little bit, but yeah, I would say an optimal run might be closer to 28 minutes at this point, which is really good. It's a really good start to the full run, considering you have to now cram in 10 other dimensions. Other than that, I just wanted to pop into this file, which I've been using for testing. So there's a few things. For one, you see I've got the quest icon. I think this is going to be really important to how we tackle Dimension 2. And it's another thing I've started to do, is I've not been completing the floor 80 quest. It's actually easier if I go to my main save. So on the quest log, essentially I stopped turning in quests after we did this one, complete dungeon level 60, so pen pals I didn't turn in because it does give you 1,000 gold. So the fact that you can hold on to this quest and turn it in once you hit dungeon 2 means you have 1,000 gold to buy carpenters and buy equipment. And the way I think you need to tackle this is through the upgrade for the blacksmith, this bag of resourcefulness, and trying to stock up iron. If you see down here, this last step is more in line to, obviously, as it says, the Dungeon 2 method. So you don't want to turn in the quest, and you're buying iron after each run. The reason you're buying iron, go back to this save, yep. So the reason you want to buy... I gotta activate the portal first. So the reason you want to buy iron is if you grab Bag of Resourcefulness, you keep 10% of your resources when you enter a new dimension. So for instance, if you have 20 iron, you can therefore take 2 iron with you and guarantee that you can craft an iron sword on the next dimension. So what this means is you now have 2 goals. First off, you want to get 2k gold so that you can unlock the Bag of Resourcefulness. And second, you want to be buying enough iron so that you can make your 6 iron shields. And I'm still debating whether or not you need 2 or 3 iron swords. 3 iron swords definitely made the previous run, the 31-minute run I had, a lot more consistent. But I'm pretty sure you could scrape by with just 2. It might actually be a bit slow because you're not doing enough damage, but I'd have to do some more testing. So either way, you want probably, what is it? It's 120 iron for 6 iron shields. Yep, 120. And then for 3, you'd need another 60. So you'd want to buy 180 iron in order to take 18 iron with you, craft the 6 shields and 3 iron swords. So that, along with the 1k gold you get from turning in the quest. And actually, I think the quest gives a weapon, so you don't need 1 more sword, because it gives the fist weapon, which does do slightly more damage. Other than that, in terms of upgrading the tavern, yeah, there's probably a rationale to continuing to upgrade these stools and the table, because you don't really have enough gold to use it on the bed to reset and obviously grab 6. As for things like the kitchen, I don't think the early levels really matter. A 2% boost is nothing, essentially. It probably rounds up, which in case it's 1 HP, but that's not substantial. That's not going to, get you 1 extra hit and allow you to push a bit further. Because 2%, unless you have 100 HP, 100 HP it's 2, so 50 HP it's 1, anything less, it's less than 1. So I don't think wasting the gold on the kitchen, at least in Dimension 1, is worth it. Inheritance, if you could get up to 25k, yeah, but it's not going to happen. Most likely, you're going to hold on to the quest, so you can turn it in and get your 1000 gold, and then get inheritance on Dimension 2, so that you now have 1000 gold going inwards. The other thing I did want to actually go back and look at is the actual quest progression. So after 10 pals, you're on Dimension 2, you get the classic taste. So purchase 3 sodas gets you 250 gold. It's not a lot. Build the arena gets you 500 gold. I need to look up what materials you need for the arena. The arena is good for 2 reasons. One, you can then script, say, the Mystics to always use their AoE, which will be really helpful. I think auto is still going to be slightly quicker than clicking, because I know it's, in a long run, it's going to make a difference. Waiting for the menu to pop up and then you clicking, that reaction time, compared to just letting your units attack automatically. So the arena is definitely a good thing. In terms of the 3 soda, you would go into a new dimension, get 1000 gold from the quest, you'd want the carpenters. I don't think you need the miners anymore. Nurses you'll probably need going past 100, because 20 HP healing from the heal stone is not going to be functional. You almost might want to grab the nurse and forget about the carpenter. Can I figure out when we get the carpenter's nailed it upgrade? So exterminator you can't control, essence you can't really control, rubies don't really matter. It's not till late, isn't it, that you get the upgrade to nailed it? Yeah, so it's really far away. So that's something you can't really rely on. So yeah, so you're definitely most likely going after nurses and just soda junkies in the second run. The other really important factor is levels. So if you keep using the soda junkie, you probably get to about level 4 by the time you hit Dimension 2. So you've got an extra 4 HP, you've got an extra 1 attack, and then you continue to progress. These base stats are essentially you upgrading a relic. Therefore, they're really impactful, and being able to cut out classes, for instance, like the miner, will really help you just speed up and push that little bit further. So there's lots of things that we need to consider, and obviously, until I start really testing Dimension 2, a lot of it's just theory, but it will help. The other thing, it'd be great if you could craft some of the really good items. For instance, taking steel with you. I'm pretty sure you can only get steel from drops. There's no way to craft it. Armor, really, I don't think armor's impactful. Obviously, if you can make a full set of bone armor, yeah, it's good. But granted, you'd probably have the resources only for leather, in which case it is not going to assist you. 1 HP won't make a big difference. Iron rings, this could be another factor. So to make a full, so if you're using the nurses, you don't need heal stones, meaning you'd want a full set. So to make 6 iron rings, that would be 6 iron, and each iron costs 10, and then costs a further, what is it, 10 to actually refine. So you're spending 20 gold per iron, essentially. No, you're spending 10 gold to make it, and then you're actually spending 100 gold, because you need 10 times the amount to take it with you to the next world. Ooh, so 110 gold, 140 gold per ring. It is doable, grinding. It's, the big issue is, if I go back to the other world, you get about 500 gold every 3 minutes. So if I just hire random people, doesn't really matter. This world's a throwaway. I'll do. So we just hop into the dungeon now, for instance. We can obviously continue onwards. We can get gold. Starting at somewhere where we can one-shot everything, worked out to about 500 gold every 3 minutes. Meaning, get enough gold to take everything we want to Dimension 2. So, even if we say the bare minimum and just do, say, iron swords, you need 2 iron per iron sword, therefore you need 20 iron, so that'd be 200 iron, so it'd be 600 gold. So that's 3 minutes you're spending farming gold to try and save time in the next dimension. I think a 3-minute trade is decent. Going for the rings, which would be essentially the same, it would be another 3 minutes to get enough gold. So you're up to 6 minutes to get fully equipped, and then you could probably clear maybe all the way to 60 with that stuff, and with using the nurses. You'd definitely run out of healing, but you should be able to, if you take the attack relic, you should be able to one-shot enough things that you won't start healing till later on. So there is something to that. The big question again is, and this is what we'll have to test when I do start actually doing it properly, is we'll have to time everything and we'll have to see if doing this sort of grind is worth it. It does appear we're getting slightly better gold starting at 100. So it looks to be, it'll be roughly current pace 800 per 3 minutes. So it's a little bit of a save, call it maybe 5 minutes to get enough gold for iron swords and iron shields. So 3 iron swords and 6 iron shields. Throw on the rings, he's starting to push it. But it's most likely a strat. Just to continue the run after the Dark Lord, farm up enough gold, so you'd need, now we gotta do math, you need, what was it, it was 2k or 1k for the upgrade? Is that really the first time we've been slowed? Well, this, despite being a 58-minute run, had some good RNG, and we didn't get slowed. So yeah, so you'd need, all up, you'd probably need around 3k gold. So if we're getting, yeah, we're slowed down. But say we're getting 1,000 gold every 3 minutes. So you need to spend roughly 10 minutes getting all the extra gold for you to do Dimension 2. Is it worth it? I think so. I think it would be worth it, yeah. Other than that, is there anything else we can sort of go over? We can look at some of the materials. Obviously, if you could make Phantasmal Claws, it would be really helpful, because you could just put it on... I guess you'd still want to run it on the Mystics because they have the inbuilt upgrade. This key upgrade I don't think is necessary. These paths do help, and the fact that you can obviously guarantee the one you pick is useful, but spending the time to get an extra 2k gold, I don't think so. Phantasmal Claw. Yeah, so there's no way you can get enough of these resources to carry on to the next world. Same with like the Silver Necklace. Copper Bracelets I don't think will be necessary just yet. I need to look at the different bosses. But then I think that's a solid strat. So this is the quest I'm talking about. So you do get the Iron Fist. Stardust we'll get on the next dimension. Do you even use Stardust to craft anything? I guess this weapon would be nice if you get the demonic fragments in Dimension 2. I don't think the Stardust is really necessary. How much does it sell for? Because that's another thing to sort of remember. Yeah, it doesn't sell for much. You'd liquidate... No, selling's going to be a nightmare. Because if you liquidate, you're not going to keep enough iron to take with you. Ooh. The other big impact is resource thresholds. I know it's 9,999 once you get the guild upgrade. I have no idea what it is if it's just 99 at the moment. If it's just 99 at the moment, then you can't get enough resources. Because you could barely take 1 iron with you. Ooh, that does put a wrench. Okay, I might start just buying it out and see how high we can get it exactly. If we can go past 99 and make this feasible. I'm pretty sure if you just enter and leave, the shop does restock. Right. Yeah, so he's got another 22. Alright, I'll just do this for a little bit. Okay, good. So it is above 99 pre the guild upgrade. So definitely feasible. Most likely you need to start buying it earlier as well. You'd probably need to start buying it once you do the mythic grind. So for 80, 90, and 100, you'd do 80. You do 70 to 80. Hire everyone. Use your leftover gold to buy enough iron, however much iron you can, without obviously meaning you can't warp into the dungeon. And then same from 80 to 90, 90 to 100, and after the Dark Lord, and then while you're grinding out the gold. So it's definitely feasible and won't be a huge time sink. On that, if there's anything you guys can sort of come up with, I'd love to hear it. As for my new world record, oh, I like saying that. So it was 31 minutes something. I recorded it without audio. Well, it's got game audio, but no commentary. So I will record something over it and then put it up. So yes, look forward to that. Unless I do beat the time. Though I would kind of like to, in between theory crafting, grind out a under 30-minute PB, because I definitely think it's very feasible. And obviously that would be a nice solid amount or time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bit of a different one. Look forward to the future stuff, I guess. I know I do.